Are we live? What?
Yep.
Oh, all right. Welcome to Politics as Usual. I think this is episode 40. Yeah, we're a little late coming on because, to make a long story short, my computer audio array decided to brick itself. So, yeah, not fun. But it's me and Fee. We might have a special guest joining us here.
I had a picture I playing.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. See, this is why Ronnie is supposed to be here. Wait. Wait, it shows us.
I don't see you. I just see.
Why did?
It just say play politics as usual. Like you got to add us into the camera or something.
Nah, it's like the layout is there. Hold on. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I don't run things around. There we go. So why does it?
It just flickered on. Okay, it's there now. Man, they got the election 2020 miniseries. Whatchamajig up there? Headline.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the actual shit, but yeah, fuck it. We'll just go with the StreamYard overlay for this one. If Ronnie complains, I'll just say it's his fault. For
Facts.
for deciding to take this motherfucker off and have me here randomly doing this shit. But anyway, we live. We got viewers. Sorry everybody for all the fucking technical difficulties and shit. This, as y'all can tell, this isn't what I normally do. I normally record and edit the audio. Ronnie handles all the video shit, but he took today off. We decided to do a quick recording anyways because we didn't record last week. I don't know what the fuck we talking about, but I'm here. Fee's here. We're gearing up for our Album of the Year show, which I think as a blog site, we are going to do the week of Christmas. We're going to do a best of type thing. So I think we'll be doing Album of the Year here. On last week's episode, we'll be doing like best TV episodes, best TV series, shit like that. But I figure we can kind of like start gearing up towards the end of the year and talk about that. I just got a text from Kyle. He said he might not be joining us. But yeah, so I guess we can get started with verses. Ashanti versus Keyshia Cole.
I think Ashanti's gonna have this pretty handily. Although Keyshia has some shit, I just don't like. I think it'll be like similar to that Jeezy versus Gucci, where Ashanti's just gonna be overwhelmed. Like even though you might fuck with Keyshia Cole's shit, Ashanti is much more popping mainstream that her shit is gonna hit a little bit harder. And Keyshia Cole to me doesn't have like a foolish like so. There's just like certain songs I don't think Keyshia Cole can match up with.
Yeah, I agree. Like Keyshia got love. She got I Should Have Cheated. She got a few other joints. But Ashanti just been on some bangers. Like even without her solo stuff, she just been featured on some bangers. Like that's hard to beat. Somebody said, well, actually I said this. Keyshia might have a better chance if she had OT Genesis remix all her songs as Crip ballads, because Never Knew is one of the greatest things to ever happen of all time.
Yeah, I really
which is the main reason Ronnie's not here, because he's preparing to turn into OT Genesis to remix all these songs. But I don't think it's gonna be close.
Yeah,
You got
and
any
I don't even.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't even know why Keisha Cole was calling her out. I just didn't. I didn't see it.
I mean, I think part of it is she's just she wanted to get in her bag about something, which I ain't mad at. She probably just because I think the whole thing with the verses is that people when they do it, people's music streaming numbers go up, and so for Keisha, she's probably like, why not do it? You know,
Right.
get her streams and shit up. So I ain't mad at her, but I personally think that this is going to be Ashanti, pretty. What you over there drinking?
That Woodward Reserve, I think, whatever that bourbon was when you was here, some lemonade and some the amaretto all mixed together. A little concoction or some shit.
Oh, look at you over there getting your mixology on. All right, hardly. So let's. Is there any battle rap events this weekend?
No, I think Volume 6 is next weekend. It's gonna be let me see that shit. I know for sure Geechee versus Goods is I think the main event. I think that's let me make sure. They got Arsenal versus Jerry West, K-Shine versus Pat Stay, Goods versus Geechee Gotti, T-Top versus Easy the Block Captain, Ill Will versus Danny Myers, and B-Dot versus Chilla Jones, which arguably will probably be the battle of the year if that battle happens.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, like, what you got as your I can't really comment on this because I ain't watched enough battle rap this year.
As battle of the year?
Yeah, you got as your battle of the year.
Tay Rock and Daylight is probably my number one battle this year. I think that was probably the best performances from two people this year, even though it was a 30. But Tay-Light, it was a great Tay-Light and a great Tay Rock and a great Daylight. Excuse me. I'm trying to. B-Dot had a good battle this year as well. He would probably be my number two. I'm trying to remember who it was because B-Dot was so overwhelming.
Yeah, I remember what because my boy Lee is actually like cool with B-Dot. Well, internet cool with B-Dot, and he has been big upping B-Dot for years. So I kind of caught that and was very impressed with him, because he burst on the scene when he was battling that white dude that was talking about the superintendent shit, right?
Mm-hmm, I think so. He primarily West Coast, but he's like the West Coast Loaded Lux, I guess.
That's
like he's I think that's the best way I would describe him, the West Coast Loaded Lux. I think it's him versus T-Top. B-Dot versus T-Top will probably be my number two battle of the year because they both like to angle people to death.
Yeah, makes sense. So let's get into some, because 2020's been random as all hell. What without getting into your like album of the year, what's like your favorite? Give me like your favorite like song that you've heard this year.
My favorite song. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go look at the name of it. It's probably "Girl Dad" by Starlito. I think that's probably my.
Yeah, I like that. I like that song.
I think that's probably. I'm trying to think who else came out. If it wouldn't be that, it would be something from Lil Baby. Like I don't, and I'm like not trying to flex, but his whole album, like as I started making money in this pandemic, his album was kind of like the soundtrack to me making this money during this pandemic, taking these high ass travel contracts. So it'll probably be something. It would probably be something off of there, like We Paid. I don't know how anybody could not like We Paid. The nigga start the song off before I go broke like Jock. Sell that dog like Vic.
Oh man, why young Jock have to get straight like that? Man?
I mean, he ain't going broke for real, but
I mean, I'm just saying, that man ain't have to. He ain't
I
have
mean,
to catch straight like.
it's just one of them. It's just when you hear that, like you hear that whistle when you before I go broke like Jock, sell that dog like Vic, not that rock that pit like I don't know. Even though the summer was pretty much a wash, I just think that was a great song and a great sound. It was a good song for 2020
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, I like Girl Dad. Me, I'm probably going One Day by Chris Anderson, featuring Amir and Jazzy Jeff, off of his album Smile While You Can. I really like that joint. If I say any more, it'll probably, because as of right now, that's probably gonna be on my album of the year list. But I don't know, for this year for me, like the albums that I like have been more on the R&B side as opposed to hip hop. I ain't really found myself like, I listen to Lupe's EP, Sean Smith, Deontay Hitchcock, Starlito.
But that Deontay Hitchcock is in heavy rotation for me.
Yeah, like I'm over here looking at like the albums that I've listened to this year, and this Cool Kids, Asher Roth, Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher, Black Thought. But yeah, it ain't really been a ton of hip hop for me this year. I've been heavily leaning R&B and instrumental shit.
I'm to the point now with music where I found all the artists that I like and that's gonna occupy a majority of my time listening to music. So I really don't stray too far from the path. Like you got to be doing something. Like you just really had to catch my ear in an extraordinary way for me to give new artists a chance. Like Lil Baby was one of those people this year that when he put something out, he'll now get a listen from me because I like the things that I was hearing from him. Like just giving him a chance because at that point I was bored with music when I listened to him. So I was just seeing people on the internet raving about him. I'm like, let me check this cat out. And then I usually when I discover a new artist, I try to go back and listen to their old shit. His old shit was so trash. Like it was like he raps way better than he was rapping then. Like I don't know. It's kind of like when Lil Wayne went from and I'm not saying he's as good as a rapper as Lil Wayne was in his prime, but how when Lil Wayne made that jump from Lights Out to the Carter One, like that's the type of jump I seen with him rapping wise. Like he's rapping on, or maybe not even Lights Out to Carter One, but Lights Out to 500 Degrees to the Squad Up series. Like you could see the growth in the pen. Like okay, he's like even though he's not rapping about anything crazy, he's putting his words together in a much better way. He's found his flow. He's found his sound. So I'll be excited to hear more from him. But otherwise, I don't really listen to too many new niggas. If you're not on my list of like Wiz, Currency, The Weeknd, Black, Starlito, A Boogie, I really won't give you a chance. Like,
I mean, to me, it sounds like you might be ready to like just shift your genre and start listening to some other shit. If you like Black, then you would probably fuck with Sir and Smino. And I mean, I won't listen to Smino for obvious reasons, but like you might if you like Black, I think you would like Sir.
May expand my horizons into 2021. Throw them in a rotation.
Sir, who else? Let me pull up my my 12-hour playlist here of cats that you might mess with if you rocking with him. Galat might be a little too heavy for you. Wade Brown, you would definitely fuck with Wade Brown. You would probably like The Internet.
I heard that name. I ain't never check them out though.
They had one of the best albums of the last decade with Ego Death. I think you might fuck with McKenna. That's a rapper production duo. Yeah, I think because that's something that like isn't talked about enough. Is like when you hit. It happened for me earlier because my rap tastes have always been stuck in like the 96 to 03 kind of period. That's kind of the hip hop I've always wanted to listen to. So it happened for me a little bit quicker. But I think it comes a point for like everyone when you like get to a point where hip hop just don't excite you no more because it's mainstream wise at the very least it's a young person's game. Like yeah, you still got Black Thought and the cats like Griselda and other, but like you hit a weird point where it's like all right, I ain't the shit they putting out ain't really for me, and you just kind of want to listen to some other shit. And so like that's how I kind of got to listening to more R&B and rock shit, and because even though I don't know what their next album's gonna sound like, the band Issues to me, I like them. That's that song. That's the band that I had Caden singing when I was down there last year. That why you do that? The dude that sounded like The Weeknd.
Yeah, I don't think it's that I'm not that I need a new genre of music to listen to. I just feel like, and I do think that our generation is very unique because, well, maybe our parents' generation, like people who are our parents' age, but we have actually grew up with hip hop. So I do think that people who are a little like 2 Chainz put out a good album this year, and I think he's 43. I do think it's unique that like most of the time, like rock and roll, for example, like when new shit comes out, you won't be there's classic rock, there's 80s rock, punk rock, like there's all these different genres of rock and roll. And I do think that hip hop is unique that we're able to grow with the music as we're getting older because it's our music. I don't know, it's our generation's music. So we're able to grow with I can find people to listen to.
That's actually something that I've like talked about on numerous occasions is one of the biggest failings of hip hop has been its inability to acknowledge its subgenres. Because like with rock as a new genre like comes in and gets popular, like the older cats can still kind of stay in their lanes. Like it's unfathomable that Jay-Z's 51 and could put out an album tomorrow and it still get interest from people. Like 10 years ago, that wasn't a thing. Like 50-year-old rappers wasn't. Like you might get like some of the old Run DMC to come out and do like a tribute show, or somebody from that age, the Legends, could come out and do a tribute show. But if they put out an album, people wasn't really checking for it. Like Jay-Z kind of being that first rapper to reach like the Rolling Stones kind of magnitude of being like a classic act that can still put out new music, the Van Halens, and people still fuck with it. Like that wasn't really a thing in hip hop.
That's why I said like for our generation, like maybe not for people who are our parents' age, but we're actually able to grow with music. Like 2 Chainz has one of the better albums of the year, and he's 43. Like if you tailor your content a little bit to match your audience, I think now you'll be able to have a lane because the people who like you are going to grow up with you, and they're probably not going to stop listening to your music. So
I mean, yeah, if the artist is actually like self-aware enough to actually continue, like Lil Brother, they did that. They put out an album that matched what their fans were kind of wanted. Who else? I mean, Fonte, part of Lil Brother, he did the same. Like when Jay-Z put out 444, everybody was praising it because they're like, it's hip hop's first grown album. And it's like, no, it's not. There's been grown rappers. Yeah, there's been grown rappers putting that. It's the first one that people actually paid attention to outside of the niche genre that, that we're typically used to seeing from like, you get like people like the Roots and De La Soul. And like a lot of times the conscious rappers will put out the more mature shit, but that isn't necessarily the mainstream stuff. So, but yeah, it's not that I think that you need a new genre. I think it's more like you have to try harder to find the hip hop of You have to try harder to find good hip hop these days. I think.
I don't know. I think I'm just I'm content with the people that I listen to now. Like I don't have to go. Like before, like I would be hyped to discover like niggas be like Big Sean before he was big, like Currency before he was as mainstream as he is. Wiz Khalifa, like I would look forward to like who's finding who's next. Now I don't care. Them niggas can come find me for all I care.
Well, like I mean that and the way you find music has changed too. Like it's I talk about this often with there have been people that I have like some of the younger people when they talk about like music they're finding, I'm like, you finding artists that are on their third and fourth project. Like all that happened was some money changed hands and they finally hit a curated playlist. Like I think the kids who grew up on the blogs and the blogs breaking music, I think they're probably having a tougher time finding music than anybody because it's not that easy to just go, because everybody can go, like you can sign up through SoundCloud and get your music put on every single streaming service. Your publishing might be a little fucked up, but like you can do that. Like it's easier than ever to get your music out there now. So even more so than when everybody was just putting mixtapes on the internet, like there was still a little bit of a hierarchy in the blogs kind of where we're doing the groundwork for you. I think now, unless it's on that curated playlist, it's a lot harder to find. And not directing this at you, but like I think for a lot of people, it's harder to find music. Like personally, I tell people like it's not that you find music these days. It's like you said, the music finds you. It's sitting in a place where they know you're going to look for it. They know you're going to hit Rap Caviar for it. They know you're going to hit the to whatever sites still break music that people go to. They know what Twitter accounts you're going to. They know what Instagram influencers you're looking at to hear what they're listening to. That's how music's broken now. Like me, I'm still like go to a concert or go to a show where I know the vibe is going to be music that I like and find somebody there. But I realize everybody doesn't do that because a lot of people don't have the patience for that shit.
I think what's underrated, like a lot of the times how I've always found artists is through features. Like if you feature on somebody's stuff that I listen to and I like your verse, like that's how I found out about Petty. He was on our Starlito stuff, and Starlito's like, oh, this is one of my favorite rappers out of Nashville that I'm listening to. I'm like, oh, okay, let me go listen to him. Let me go see what's up with him. So I think there's a very underrated feature and that people should utilize more is like who's on these people's albums that you like to listen to, who's on this single, and then maybe go check them out and go see all the people that they fuck with, and you may find more music than what you were finding before.
Yeah, like me, the way I find music now, because I listen to a lot of like new wave, alternative R&B, neo soul shit. So a lot of those artists like work with each other because they're instrumentalists as well. You know, they play guitar or piano or bass or drums or some shit like that. So like Mac Ayres, Hablo Brown, two dudes that I listen to, like I look for all their collaborators. So that's a lot of times that's more like looking in the liner notes or the credit section if I'm on Tidal, looking to see like, oh, I like the sound of the keys on this. Who did the keys on this? Or who did the guitar on this, or who did background vocals on that shit. So that's how I found a lot of artists that I like, is just following people on Instagram and buying their albums and looking at the credits and seeing like who they work with, because like they say you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most. And I don't necessarily agree with that in life, but I do agree with that like creatively. Like the creators that you kick it with a lot of times are going to influence like your creativity. So if you work with somebody often, you're going to like influence them and they're going to influence you, Jay-Z, Young Chris, or they might outright take from you. But when you're when you work with somebody often enough, your sounds are kind of similar. So I know if I like this band or this artist and they're working with this other producer or artist or instrumental guy frequently enough, then I know that I'm probably going to like their music because they're working together and they're going to have like sounds, even if they're not completely the same. Like just an example for me, like playing piano, like my mentor has produced for like my piano teacher has produced for like Anderson .Paak and has played with a lot of my favorite artists. So my piano sound now, like when I play, is sounding a lot more like the shit that I listen to because he's played on a lot of the stuff that I liked, which is why I wanted to get him as my teacher because I wanted to learn to play that shit. So if you want to find music, definitely look at the people that not just that is featuring on the artist that you work with, the artists that they kick it with, the ones that they hang around. Because a lot of times they may not make any music together, but they might be working and trading shit back and forth. Kind of like how we all used to do when we were rapping. Like we would kick bars back and forth, even if it didn't end up on a song together. That shit all ends up influencing the product that's created.
Well, yeah, I can definitely tell that from us, from like a music making standpoint. Like when I rap with Travis, like Travis was very punchline heavy. I was never really punchline heavy like that. But if you listen to Money Talks, I was punching a whole lot more because he was punching. So that was influencing me. And then I was always good at making hooks. So like you may hear his voice on the hook, but it will be me telling him where he got stuck. Like, hey, you could say this and say it this way and put a little melody on it. Cause that's what I was good at. So I do think you'll be influenced. Like I rap different from like when I was with you. I rap different like when I'm by myself. Like when I rap with you, like you're a puncher as well. So I focus more. I don't necessarily focus, but I punch more when I'm rapping with you because you're a punchline heavy person. Like if I'm rapping with Ray, Ray's not punch heavy. Ray is.
Ray is right.
Ray. Yeah, I mean, but he's going. Like, I think Ray is like a descriptive lifestyle rapper. That's how I would categorize him, and that's how when I'm solo, I would categorize myself like a descriptive lifestyle rapper. Like what's going on in my life, I'm going to describe it to you and try to paint you a picture the best way I can. So I do think that's good. Like to see. That's how I found out. Like Nipsey, like if I did a 7 degrees of separation from Currency, that would be where a lot of my music lies based off his features, like Dime Kennedy, Wiz, Big Sean, Nipsey, Big Crit. Like I could trace all them people back to Currency because that's where I heard them first. Ski Beats production, even though I know he worked with Jay-Z, heard about him through Currency. Like I didn't know about Ski Beats until Currency.
I heard about Jay-Z hijacking the feeling it from from Camp Lo.
Yeah. And also you can if you like Currency loves Camp Lo and like all the beats he used to rap on them early mixtapes was like Camp Lo beats. And I never even heard of Camp Lo. So like seeing the person you like to listen to, seeing how their influence can also help you like find new music, although it may be older, but it'll give you something new to listen to if it's something you're unfamiliar with.
Yeah, definitely. Like that again, like I like what I tell people often is like, especially people who are like trying to get into like any form of a creative bag, I always tell them like, yo, just mimic whoever you like until you find your voice. Like that's okay. Like don't worry about like finding an audience yet. Like if you want to write a book, read your favorite author's shit and try to write how they write. Like if you want to learn how to rap, and even if you can write the bars but you can't deliver them, okay, who do you like that raps? Deliver your shit just like I was a fucking Lloyd Banks and Jay-Z clone for the longest time when it came to rapping, because that was how, until I found like my natural voice. Like now playing piano, like I said, I mimic the stuff my teacher does and the stuff and like what Mac Ayers does and people like that. So you're gonna mimic whoever your influences are, because there's nothing new under the sun. Like ain't nothing new been created musically, and God knows how. Like rap might have been the literal last innovation in music, if we're being real. Like and I mean like the act of rapping, like not hip hop in itself, because that was just disco break beats and DJ scratching, and they needed something to do in between, and that's how like rap was born. But like there's nothing new under the sun. So don't be afraid to, like, if you're trying to become creative, to take after the people that you like and just mimic them until you find your voice, and go find who influenced them and just try to see, because very rarely do people outdo their imitations. They might modernize it to make it more friendly sounding to your ear, but people very rarely outdo their imitations. So Kobe Jordan type thing.
Mm-hmm. Like French Montana is good as what he does, but he's not fucking Max B. Like A Boogie is influenced by Max B. You can see it because he harmonizes a lot of his shit. Wiz Khalifa, another Max B, another person influenced by Max B. But Max B was the best at how he did it because he was original with it. Like,
yeah, like it's like you can go back to just find the lowest common denominator and work it, because a lot of times like that person might have a whole branch of people they influence that you know nothing about, that you've never even heard of, but since you went back to them, and you might find that they work with somebody later, or find an artist that they and that's a whole other like section of music or creativity that you may have never heard before. So yeah, don't be afraid to mimic what somebody else is doing and innovate off of that shit, man. Like it's honestly one of the best things that you like. I like when I find what people's who inspired them. I love when finding out who people's inspirations were musically, because to me that's dope. Like my favorite artist out right now is Gallant. Gallant vocally is clearly influenced by Usher. They sing almost exactly alike, and it wasn't until somebody pointed that out to me that I was like, oh damn, like you could take any Gallant song and put Usher on it and it works perfectly, but he does it in his own way. So like to me that's dope. But yeah, if you are trying to find new music today, like check out the people that your favorite artists are hanging around and listening to and working with, and yeah, like discovering, quit going to Rap Caviar and the little Spotify and SoundCloud and Apple Music playlists are. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but like me personally, one of the biggest impact quarantine has had on my life is I can't go to live shows anymore. Like that's one of the few reasons I'll get out the house is to catch a live show, because I like seeing like who the openers are and seeing a band or an artist that I've never heard of before, and buying some of their music and like going home and exploring that shit. Like that shit to me is fun. So if we can't do that now, so there's other ways to get out and discover music. I'm trying to think of something else we could talk about to round the year out without like breaking our album of the year shit. What was your favorite game you played this year?
I don't know. With the new update on PS5, I'm like really fucking with Rainbow again. Like Rainbow Six Siege, the game been around about 5 damn years, but they add
playing that shit forever.
They add new operators, they update maps, then they revamp maps. I just got Watch Dogs Legion, and I've started messing with that. I'm waiting for the online to come out before I can like truly give an opinion of it, because online can make or break a game. An online version can keep a game alive. So just waiting to see that. What about you?
For me, I would have to say Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, I ain't played that one.
It's and the online has made it better, even though I ain't been playing online and God knows how. Cause I only know one person that plays it, and he usually plays while I'm at work. So yeah, I very rarely get a chance to play it. But yeah, I like Ghost of Tsushima. Spider-Man didn't come out this year, did it? I think that was last year.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Oh yeah, it definitely was last year because I was in Atlanta when that shit came out. Oof, yeah, that shows how badly this year has been running together. Yeah, for me, definitely Ghost of Tsushima. PS5 has been dope though. I've enjoyed playing it. Hell, I picked up Mass Effect Andromeda, which most people hate, and have started replaying that shit, and it's been just as fun. Yeah, we actually got 35 minutes out of having absolutely nothing to talk about with no guests.
Not bad.
All right. Well, you got anything else? Anything you want to bring up? Is anyone watching want to hear our opinions on anything? I see it's a few of y'all in here.
Yeah, if anybody got anything they want us to tackle.
Because if not, go give me some wings for this wing spot closed. And actually, I might cut 2K back on. I ain't played that shit in like 2 weeks.
Man, I gotta grind badges. That's the most boring part. Once your player gets serviceable and all you gotta do is get badges, man, that game get boring.
I already got all mine, so the game has been boring to me.
Ain't nobody been playing for real. Niggas been playing. Madden just had an update. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I see everybody been on Rainbow and mostly Rainbow. Yeah, like I've seen a couple people. Like I saw Ricky on 2K a couple nights ago.
Yeah, but shit, even he got Rainbow now.
Yeah, I might have to go ahead. How much is that shit now?
I think you can get the deluxe for like 40, I think. But you can probably get a cheaper version of it for probably maybe like 15. I don't know. Because Ubisoft be giving it away for free like all the time.
Come on, kid. I will say Mass Effect Andromeda was terrible when it first dropped. Like the facial glitches was all messed up. Like the animation on it was super trash, but they fixed it like going towards the end. So I just went back and restarted the new game and said fuck it, and I've been having fun. Like I've been like addicted to playing that shit. But I like.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say what's crazy is that it seems like these gaming companies, they put these games out and they're fucking betas. Like, why drop a game and you need a patch immediately? Like, why not just drop a fucking beta?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Joe, like as far as what? Like music, video games?
I think we'll see. I think we'll see the legalization of. Well, I don't know if legalization, but I do think marijuana will be decriminalized across the boards, and it'll force states' hands in starting a process to making marijuana legal.
Watch them Georgia Senate runoff races. That's going to determine a whole host of shit that we might be able to get in 2021. So new events, laws, music. Musically, I think I don't think much will change. I think the biggest thing you'll see is the big artists will start releasing when it's close to time to tour again. Drake announced an album in January, something he ain't done in forever, like announcing an album like that far out, because I think he's signaling to the world that he's getting ready to attempt to tour again. I think I'm the main thing I'm interested in seeing in 2021 is how the music industry responds to touring, because a lot of venues have had to close down due to lack of funding, and a lot of people are out of jobs now. Like a lot of people that I know who were sound people who just worked for like a Live Nation, people in and around that industry have been forced out of work, and a lot of those venues aren't coming back. So I'm interested to see like what happens, because people like Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, the big names, they'll be able to tour. They'll be able to sell out arenas, all that. It's the artists who might normally go to like a smaller venue, like here, the Fillmore in Charlotte or Iron City in Birmingham, a venue that's not as big, but can't fill up an arena when those mid-sized venues are gone. It's like, do they go back to just touring bars, or I don't know. So that's what I think is going to happen musically. Laws, honestly, it depends on what the fuck happens with those Georgia Senate races, because I don't think that one of those is I don't think they're splitting. I think they're either both are going Republican or both are going Democrat. If they both go Democrat, then laws, decriminalization. I think we'll get a robust economic bill to help people out who are affected by COVID, Medicare for all that fun shit. If not, we ain't gonna get shit done law wise for 2 years. What about you, Keith?
I think you'll see a lot of essential workers be forced to take the vaccine. If there is one, I'm an essential worker. I don't trust that shit. I just keep taking my vitamins. I've been fine thus far, but I am going to find a way to decline it without getting penalized because I think that's some horseshit.
I'm probably taking that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Just knowing what I know from going to nursing school, like most vaccines and medications, they take like 7 to 10 years before they can even be safely put in the before they're even like successfully put on the market. So coming up with a vaccine in less than a year's time, ain't no way I trust that shit.
So the only thing I'll say to that is some virologist was on Twitter talking about this, and they were saying that the reason that they were able to come up with a vaccine for this so fast is because scientists around the world have been working on coronavirus vaccines forever because coronavirus is a common thing. And so basically they all just stopped what the fuck they were doing and were working on this. Now I ain't saying I'm going to get the first batch or nothing, but if the first few people ain't coming back with no crazy side effects and no shit, your boy might have to go and take that. Our boy Kev says, are you drinking vodka with your vaccine? I don't drink vodka with anything.
I have to have some Henny and some cannabis, CBD. Got me, didn't you, bitch?
I will definitely be I'll definitely have some whiskey with mine. Do I think the country will ever go back to the standard 8-hour shit? I predict that what will more than likely happen is assuming you ever get a true blue wave in government, I actually think you'll see more of what you see in Europe with shorter work days, shorter work weeks, because it's shown that people are more productive. Like I know for a fact I could do my job in 75 in 25% less at the time. I could probably actually get my job done in like 28 hours, honestly. Now, if they only paid me for 28 hours, would I be happy? Absolutely not. But I could probably get my job done in the same amount of time. So I don't know. I think a lot of people have been conditioned to like just work the 40 hours a week because that's what they do. And not a lot of like we've seen with this coronavirus happening, a lot of these jobs can be done from home. So a lot of the money that these companies have been spending on campuses has not been needed. Work is nothing more than a place for somebody to watch you to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. And yeah, 1 second, I got to take something out to my coworker real quick. So I will continue on that when I get back.
I'll take some questions, you beautiful people. What y'all got for me? Do you think the country? For me, it doesn't matter because I work 12s most of the time and I travel, so I'm only gonna be working 3 days a week because I'm not about to slave and you're gonna pay me the same amount of money I would make in 3 days over 60 hours. That's about what I get paid as a travel nurse. If I was working as a staff nurse, I would have to work 60 hours to get the equivalent of what I'm getting now working 3 days. I'm cool. I'll pass. But no, I don't, because in a capitalistic society, they want you to work as hard as possible to make the least amount of money, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. They focus on this fucking hard work shit to make you work outside of your mind to obtain something that's not obtainable. Like, you're not going to fucking be rich by working 40 hours a week and putting money in your 401k. You're not going to be rich when you're 65, bro. Sorry to break the news to you.
Woo! Raining like crazy. I miss anything?
Nah, I told people to ask questions, but I answered Joe's question.
Yeah. But yeah, I think a shorter work week benefits everybody, but I don't know if people are prepared to give up the money. It's just like with NBA players when they wanted to play less and they found out how much less money they'd be making. And they was like, oh, well, shit, yeah, we'll do 72 games instead of 60. Or whatever the fuck the proposal was. You take 10 hours out of my paycheck, I'm definitely working 40. I'll find something to do for them extra 10 hours.
Yeah, and then, and then Yeah, companies they're not gonna pay you the same for just because it's a capitalistic society. Like they're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, like once, and also it's just like with working from home. Like the toothpaste is out the tube on that. Like now that I know I can do my job from home and I can effectively do my job from home, like without revealing too much about where I work, my entire team's numbers have been up across the board since we went home.
Yeah, because you not fraternizing. Like when you at work and you work with other people, you fuck off with your favorite people. Like that's what you're gonna do. Like I don't care what nobody says. Like as much as satire as The Office is, that shit is true. Like Office is really there's all type of drama. People
well, see, with my job,
funny.
with my job, it's harder to fuck off because like there's a report that literally shows when you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So, and if you try to like manipulate that report, the report shows that too. So it's hard. What it is now instead of people just sitting at their desk dicking around, they're actually getting their work done. Because all people would do is just sit at their desk with the case open while talking between, going slower. Like they couldn't be up and fuck off, but they could like sit down and fuck off. But like now that they're at home, they're more productive. They're calling out less. They're happier. And it's like when you like my department is 24/7. So the vast majority of my team works nights and weekends. So it's one thing getting off 11 o'clock on Friday and then having to drive home, knowing you can't go out and do shit. It's another when you're already at home and you can just cut on the TV and watch Netflix. Or go get some food or whatever. Like have a drink ready when you already at the crib. Like it's a whole other thing. So like the toothpaste is out the tube on a lot of shit. And so for me, I think the thing I'm most interested in seeing is how, because companies have to justify these campuses that they have.
Yeah, because you wasting money on infrastructure at this point.
Right. And like I was listening to, I think it was Bomani Jones' podcast, and he was they were talking about what's going to happen with tech workers who have left Silicon Valley and are doing their jobs from like cheaper states. And it's like they're probably going to see salary adjustments. Like if you don't move to Ohio and you be getting paid off the cost of living in Silicon Valley, like nah, they're going to adjust your shit. Like nah, you don't need that much money to live there. Or you in Texas, it don't cost that much money to live in Texas versus California.
Hell no, 130,000 in Texas will take your ass a long way.
Exactly, 130,000 anywhere in the southeastern United States.
Yeah,
Southern United States will take your ass a long way. But so yeah, I think that like that's what I'm more interested in seeing in anything is how do companies conflate with the fact that you got companies like Apple that have spent billions of dollars on headquarters so that people never want to or have to leave. Like even my job, like my job has a gym. There used to be a barbershop in there. There's a dentist there, eye doctor there. There's a daycare on site. They want to make it to where you don't have to leave. We got a big cafeteria. They want to make it to where you don't have to leave. But now that's been shuttered since March. And it's like, okay, well, I don't mind going back into work, but if I don't have to, why would I? Like,
yeah,
I can do my job effectively from the house. Like I can.
And even from a company standpoint, if I'm a CEO and I'm looking at, nigga, we don't need a barbershop, we don't need cafeteria, because then you have to employ people to work in there and employ people to maintain that. So you don't have to worry about fucking the health department showing up because your cafeteria trifling or your barbers ain't doing what they're supposed to do. Not saying that they won't, but that's one less thing you have to worry about. A few less people in your business about something that you don't need. It's not a necessity. That's more of a like it makes the place greater.
It's a luxury. Have you donated to Dr. No, nigga, I ain't never donated to Dr. Umar. Nigga, he ain't get no. He ain't. You give Dr. Umar some money, and he asks why you ain't give him some more.
You got more, bro. You spend $80 on a polo shirt, but you only want to give me $10, brother.
You gonna spend $90 on them Timberlands? You got $90 to send black boys and girls to school? No, Dr. Umar, I don't, nigga. LeBron James is doing that without asking me for $90, nigga. LeBron James putting black boys and girls to school, and they'd ask me for a cent.
Yeah, he giving niggas bikes and everything.
Social justice movement, regress, stagnate, or progress? That's my last question. It's all riding on those Senate seats in Georgia. Honestly, like I know I've mentioned that a few times, but getting 50 senators would pave the way for a lot of shit. Like the House today, like the House of Representatives today just passed a bill that would decriminalize marijuana and start expunging the records of black and brown people who were arrested on nonviolent drug charges. That would do a lot for social justice right there. To get people out of jail, expunge these records to where these people can work, be productive members of society, and do not get caught up in recidivism. Vote yes.
Vote, because that's the main thing, that those little bullshit ass charges, this is not necessarily bullshit, but they're felony charges for like weed, and now weed is being sold in damn near 20% of the states in America. Like
you got these white soccer moms having puff pieces written about them in People magazine about how they're the weed smoking mom, and it's like, you know, people that look like us been put in jail for that simply for possession. Like,
you would be ostracized for smelling like weed. They'll tell you like, hey, you can't come in here smelling like that.
Yeah. And so, you know, I think like so much is riding on that, because if it's 52 Republican senators, then no progressive legislation is getting passed. We ain't gonna see no progressive judges nothing progressive will happen. If you get 50 senators, you'll get a lot. If you get 50 Democratic senators, probably get a lot of social justice initiatives passed. So, I mean, as far as its stance in society, once shit goes back to normal, people will stop caring. The only reason people cared, the only reason a lot of white people cared was because there was nothing going on. They were literally forced to watch this. They could not turn on ESPN and catch the highlights of a bad basketball game or a baseball game. It was in your face nonstop. So I definitely think that a lot is riding on the Senate, because the Senate is malapportioned. The 35 least populous states contain 1/3 of the population and have 70% of the representation in the Senate. 15 most populous states contain 67% of the population. So y'all know how much that is. There's approximately 330 million people in the United States. In 15 states, 220 million of those people live. In 35 states, 110 million of those people live. To put that further in perspective for you, California's population is 40 million. So, yeah, California by itself has about 1/3 of the population of 35 states. So, yeah, there's a lot of shit riding on those two Georgia Senate seats. So, I don't know. I personally, we here at the Kids Wear Crowns are going to continue to stay involved in local politics, and try to keep people as engaged as possible, particularly in the states that we reside in. So I don't know. We'll see. Not that this is what you're asking, but I feel like this should be said. If you're only down to ride for something when it's in the news, then you ain't really down to ride for it. You got to ride for it all year round when it's popular, when it's not, when people aren't talking about it, because that's the only way that it stays top of mind, is if somebody's constantly reminding you of this. So also check out our guy Smooth Sides Clothing, people helping people. I gotta cop another hoodie soon. But yeah, Kev, if you want to throw that in the chat, I'll put the link up so people can see it before we get out of here. But support your people. Support Black businesses when you can.
Yes, I'm also supporting some Black business, Heavy Heart Global. Seen this shit on Instagram. I got the fucking sweats to match. You got this little heart with the heartbreak with a shark in it. Shit kind of hard.
I just want to know why there's a shark in the heart, but
like, it's called Heavy Heart Global, bro. I don't know what this man been through. I seen him on homeboy Brian that I went to high school with. I seen him rocking some of it, so I was like, man, shit look cool. Let me cop some of that.
Yeah, support your people when you can. Support the arts. Buy music if you can. I know times is hard for some people, so I won't admonish folks for not buying stuff, but buy music when you can. You you buying some music is helping somebody who worked in the music industry, who doesn't have the ability to sell albums or T-shirts, keep their lights on. So if you can, if you hear a song you like it, buy it. Particularly on Bandcamp. On Fridays, Bandcamp waives its service fee. There's the link for our boy Kev stuff. People helping people 937.com. Sure, you check that out. Support a black man trying to do some good things out here. But yeah, Bandcamp waives its service fee. So when you buy music on Friday at Bandcamp, 100% of that goes to the artist. And that artist might be supporting a whole bunch of people with their music. Engineers, someone who just played piano on the record. A lot of that stuff, man. If you people, if COVID and quarantine has shown us one thing, it is that people depend on the arts a lot more than we thought. Because the minute there was no sports on, everybody was trying to tune into creators for more music, more podcasts. Twitch has blown up in this time frame. You depend on the arts and creators a lot more than you realize. So we at the KWC are all blessed to be employed, and we do this because we enjoy it. But everybody out there ain't as fortunate. So support people when you can. That the dollar that you spend with a black person goes a very long way. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but when you spend with your people, it goes a very, very long way. So when you can, do so. If you can't, it don't cost nothing to repost something on Instagram or share a link, or it ain't costing me nothing to promote my man's clothing line right here. Don't cost you anything. So do what you can when you can. Make sure you check us out at kidswearcrowns.com. Follow us at the KWC blog. Damn, I done forgot to put our damn names up here.
It's too late now, nigga. Damn, I can't type in the regular section. Yo. Damn, my shit froze. Oh, this shit was live? Hey, yo. Hey, AJ Power went out. That's the end of the episode. Follow me at Fee Baby on Twitch, 2K Man, Rainbow Six Siege, whatever it is. Fee Baby, PHEBABY. That is Politics as Usual, episode 40. See you when you see you. I'm out this bitch. Peace.